So inshallah we're going to start. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. So we will be learning Surah AnNamal Ayat number 25 to 29. The topic in these ayats is a continuation of a conversation that is taking place between Sulaiman alayhi salam and one of his birds who went out and brought some news. So briefly, Sulaiman alayhi salam, when he was taking attendance of his armies, found that one of the major bird was missing. But the bird came back with the news that he was in Sheba and he found a queen, a lady who was ruling the country, and they were the worshippers of the sun. And one important last statement before was that Shaitan had made them, adorned for them, and they were pleased with their deeds, whatever they were doing, and Shaitan was helping them. So now in the ayat number 25, we will, simple translation we will do, and then we'll go into the details. So the ayat starts with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Allah yasjudu, that they may not make sajda lillahi, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Shaitan had made them pleased with whatever they're doing. So they were not worshipping Allah, they were worshipping sun. Then the ayat says, Alladhi, he is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yukhrijul khab'a, he is the one who brings out the hidden, whatever is in the hidden or concealed, fis samawati, in the heavens, wal ardi, and on the earth. وَيَعْلَمُ, and he knows, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, مَا تُخْفُونَ, whatever you hide or whatever you conceal, وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ, and whatever you reveal and do openly. Then the next ayat says, Allahu la ilaha, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no deity, there is no God, illa huwa, except him, Rabbul Arshil Azim, he is the owner or a master or the Rabb or the Lord of a throne which is Azim, which is great. So this is, up to this point, the statement of a bird ended. Now Sulaiman alayhi salam is going to respond to him. He says, Qala, he said, Sulaiman said, now, Sananzuru, soon we will see, Asadaqta, are you speaking the truth? Am kunta, or you are being minal kadhibin, among those who are the liars. Then Sulaiman alayhi salam hands him a letter that he writes for the queen of Sheba, and then he gives this letter to the bird. In the old days, the birds were used for transporting the letters. They will just hang a letter in their necks and they will fly from one place to another place, like a mail service was done. But this is a very special one because the bird himself is very knowledgeable. So Sulaiman alayhi salam said, Idhab bi kitabi, go, take this letter of mine, hadam is this letter that I'm writing, fa'alqih, and then dropped it, ilayhim, to them. And who are them? The queen, and go fly into where they are having their session of the court, and queen is there and all the chiefs are sitting there. Go, take this letter and drop in front of them. Thumma, then after he dropped the letter, Tawalla anhum, turn back from them, which means go and sit somewhere else, a little further. Fanzur, and then notice, see ma za yarji'un, what is that they respond, what is their reaction, how do they respond by reading the letter. So bird took the letter, he flew there, and it seems from the context that he arrived at the time probably when she was having a session there, Queen of Sheba, and he dropped the letter in front of her. So she picked the letter, and then this is her statement. Qalat, she said, the queen said, Ya ayyuhal mala'u, O the chiefs. So she read first the letter herself, and then she addressed all the chieftains who were sitting there in the court. Inni ulqiya, something has been dropped to me. Definitely something has been brought to me and dropped ilayya, to me, in front of me. And then she calls that Kitabun Kareem. This is a very noble letter, whatever was written in that letter. And in the next few ayats, it explains what was the context of the letter. So after she read the letter, it was very noble to her, whatever the text of the letter was. And again, in the next ayat, the letter starts with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. And then Sulaiman, whatever he wanted to say, he said that. So we'll look into that next time. So we want to go back to the beginning and do a breakdown of the verses here. The ayat starts with Allah yasjudu lillah. This is a very special format of the words. First of all, the word Allah, the way it is written in the Quran, is actually a combination of two letters, two words, an and la. Okay. An means that, and we'll see what that here means, and la means not. First of all, in the script and in the tajweed, when there is a lam and there is a noon before that, you do not pronounce the noon, but you pronounce la. By the way, when we say ashhadu an la ilaha in the azan, some people pronounce it wrong. You don't need to pronounce noon at all. You say ashhadu al la ilaha. Okay. So noon has to be completely not pronounced. Even in the adhan, it should be pronounced ashhadu al la. Okay. So what it is done, besides the pronunciation, in the text writing, noon is not even written, and lam is written twice. So al la. Allah is the word, and it has meaning that not. Now, why it is starting with the word an? The ayat starts with the word an, because this ayat has a connection from the previous ayat, and something is being said in the previous ayat, and here is a response coming because of the, and we will see when I translate the next couple words after that. But literal meaning is that not. Keep that in mind, because an is playing a certain role again in the formation of the next two words. So that is the Allah. Then the word is sajada, and this is a common word. We know the meaning of that is to bow down or make a sajda. Okay, these are the root letters. When we make the grammar of this, the middle letter jim carries a dhamma. That is the specialty with any three letters. That middle letter can carry any fatha, dhamma or kasra, but in this case it's dhamma. So if I put a ya in the beginning and pronounce as a yas judu, this becomes the grammar of third person he and present tense. So the meaning of this word is yas judu. We don't know who this he is. He makes sajda. He bows down. It's a present tense and third person he. Now, when we put a waw at the end, this waw is called the waw plural. Okay, so when you pronounce now yasjudu, then it becomes they. So they make sajda. That's a plural. This waw is making it the plural. So the meaning now is that they, who they are, they make sajda. But the grammar is not complete here. We add a noon, a letter noon at the end with a fatha, and this is a special noon. It's called noon Arabi. And what is the purpose of that noon? Plural is done by adding the waw. So yasjudu is sufficient, but a letter noon is added, and this is all the way everywhere in the Quran. Yaf'aluna, yasjuduna, yamuruna. Why we add a noon there? Yasjuduna, yaf'aluna. This grammar is the grammar of present tense and future tense both combined. Mudare is where you want to use present and future and use the same grammar. But it is not only that. In the case of, let's say in an English sentence, a future word can be spoken as they will do, they might do, they would do. So there are all these variations of the future. Okay, so this noon helps to create that variation, and we will see how it does. Okay, so right now yasjuduna means they, whoever they are, make sajda or are making sajda or will make sajda. All those meanings will apply to yasjuduna. Now we are going to put this word an before that. An would do the following things. Okay, la is there, but an is doing the following things. First of all, it kills the sound of this noon. The noon disappears. And the meaning changes. They may, instead of they do, they may do, or they might do. It brings the possibility, not definiteness, but possibility. So, and whenever we kill the noon, we just write an extra vertical line, alif, which is not pronounced. So the word becomes yasjudu. Now how the meanings change? Okay, from the context, what the bird is saying, that Shaitan has turned them to look at their deeds like they are doing very good deeds. He has adorned, he has beautified the people of the land to worship the sun, to make sajda to sun. And this looks very good. This pleases these people of the town. So Shaitan has turned their thinking in beautification so that they may not make sajda to Allah. Because of the action of this Shaitan, An is telling that because of that, they may not be making sajda lillahi for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the translation why noon has been taken out, because as a result of something of their deeds, they may not want to make sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Shaitan says, keep making sajda to sun, you're doing a great job and you're pleasing your people. So let's not worry about worshipping, even though they know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they do not make sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lillahi is to Allah. So li means to in this case, and the word is Allahu. Allahu is the word with a dhamma, and when you have a li, which is a harf jar, it changes Allahu to Allahi, and you do not pronounce this alif in between. You pronounce lillahi, for Allah or to Allah. Allah yasjudu lillahi, so they may not make sajda to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that possibility of may is being brought in the sentence. Now, What is after that? Words are after that. Allazi yukhrijul khab'a. Now, Allazi means He, and He is pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, something is very unique in these kind of statements. When it becomes a very powerful statements with the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so now we don't know if Allah is saying the words after that or the bird is saying it after that. But fact is being mentioned here. So what is being said? Allazi. Allazi means He. He is who here? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the word after that are as follows. Root letters are kharaja. Kharaja. Kharaja means to come out. Somebody is walking out of the room. He is kharaja. He is going out. Kharaja. 3 letters. If I put an alif in the beginning, it becomes 4-letter word. Af'ala akhraja. Akhraja means someone is sending somebody out, expelling something. So it's a 2-people section, akhraja. One is sending out, one is going out. So kharaja is 1 person's activity, he is going out. Akhraja, someone is sending someone out. So this is the word we are going to use. Akhraja means to bring out, to send out, to reveal, to open up. There are many meanings. So when we put a ya in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of 3rd person he. And this is yukhrijo. Yukhrijo means he brings out or he sends out. So who is he? Allazi. Allazi is Allah. So yukhrijo, he brings out, Allah brings out. What does Allah bring out? The next word starts with these 3 letters. Kha, Ba and Hamza. The meaning of this thing is to hide. You have something which is hidden, is khaba'a. The noun is made by combining as khab'un. Khab'un is something which is hidden, which is concealed, which is a secret. Something which is not exposed is called khab'un. Okay, hidden. Then if I put al before that, it brings the meaning of da, and al removes one dhamma, so word becomes al-khab'u. Important thing is that first time the word is al-khab'u. What is al-khab'u? Anything which is hidden, anything which is secret, which is concealed, which you don't have access, is called al-khab'u, the hidden. Now this word is coming after yukhrijo. Yukhrijo means Allah brings out the hidden thing. Allah opens up a secret. Allah reveals what is hidden anywhere. So this word is coming as a maf'ul or object of yukhriju, and when it comes as a maf'ul, the rule is that we take the last letters dhamma and change into a fataha, and this signifies that this word cannot do anything. Somebody is working on this word. So Allah is the one who is working. Whatever is hidden in the hearts of the people or in the samawat or in the earth, whatever is a hidden or secret or unknown, Allah knows that. And yukhriju means he can bring out, he knows that, he has the knowledge of that. Now further ayat says, Fis samawati wal ardi. Samawat is the plural of sama'un, means sky or one heaven. Samawat is the plural. Ard is what we live on. So fi means in. So whatever is in the samawat and whatever is, wow means and, on the earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it out if it is a hidden thing, or whatever is revealed, not exposed. Allah has the knowledge of all that hidden information. Then Further, ayat says, وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تُخْفُونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ. Ya'lamu is from alama. Alama means to know, to have knowledge. When put a ya, it becomes the grammar of third person present tense. Ya'lamu, he knows, Allah knows, Allah has the knowledge, because this he is continuing pointing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ya'lamu, wa means and, ya'lamu, he knows. He has the knowledge, he has the information. Information about what? The Quran uses two words here. First of all, kha, fa and ya. Okay? And this one is an, lam and noon. Okay? These are opposite words to each other. What are the meanings of these? Khafa, we know that some khufiya is the word, something which is secret, which is hidden, is khufiya. Alana is from alan, something which is openly done. Okay. Now we have to put alif on both of them in front, and the meaning will be someone is hiding something, is akhfa. Akhfa means somebody is hiding something. A'alana, someone is revealing something, openly saying something. Okay. Now, when we put a ta in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of you. Ta brings the grammar of you in both cases. Okay. Waw and noon makes it plural. We just learned that waw is a plural and noon we add as in Arabi. So now what we are going to do, we are going to use ta and wuna, and the meaning will be you are hiding, you are revealing, showing off. So you is people, we. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, wa ya'lamu, Allah knows, ma means whatever or anything. Tukhfuna, you are hiding, people are hiding. Wama, and whatever. Tu'linuna, you are revealing, you are openly doing it. So how is it made? When you combine these words, you put a dhamma on that, and alif is not pronounced, so it becomes tukhu. Fa has a dhamma and ya is not pronounced, it's just a sound, and wuna is there. So this became tukhfuna. That's the word in the Quran. Tukhfuna, you hide. Ma tukhfuna, whatever you hide. All of the people, plural. Ya'lamu, he knows, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. Similarly, alif, when you put this one, you do this harakat, alif is not pronounced, so it goes away, and this becomes tu'linuna. This is the word in the Quran. Tu'linuna, you reveal, you openly do. Wama tu'linuna, and whatever you openly do or whatever you hide, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows all that. So that is where the ayat ends. The next ayat is very simple, it's repeated many times, but I want to point out a few things. Allahu, just by saying the word Allahu, it is Allah. La ilaha, there is no ilah. Now, the thing is that this word alif with a kasra, e, lam with a fatha, and the full word is ilahun. Full sound of the word is ilahun. Ilahun means anything a person worships. It can be an idol, it can be a false god, it can be a deity. So this means G-O-D with a small, any god. Now, the letter La has certain characteristics. Its meaning is not, and it does one more thing. Its meaning is not God, but La looks at the last letter here, Ha, and these two dhammas are changed by Fataha. That is the effect of La. If La was not there, the word is Ilahun. But as soon as you combine with the La, and we say this all the time, La ilaha illallah. So Ilah Okay. Now, ilah means a god, any god, a false god. Okay. So now, so this is the word in the Quran. La ilaha, there is no ilah, there is no false god. Illa means except. Now, one thing I want to point out is that the word ilahun is the original word. Ilahun means a god, a false or real god. Could be any worship, you worship anything, is your god. If I put al before that, al means da, so we have to put a da there. Now in English or in language, da and a cannot go together. It can be a or da. So here by putting al we have to remove a. So what is left here is the God. The God is only God, and this is written with capital G. Okay, so that is, now when you write these together, this alif is not pronounced and al removes one dhamma, so this becomes Allahu, and that's the word in the Quran, Allahu. So Allahu is starting with the ilahun, and then you modify the word and it becomes Allahu, and it is the God, the creator. So Allahu, it is Allah. La ilaha, there is no one as the God, false. Illa, except Hova. Hova means he. It's a pronoun, and it means he, and it is pointing to Allahu. The pronoun is pointing to Allahu, so we will usually in English write down with a capital H. Okay. He, except him, except Allah, except he. Then it further says Rabbul Arshil Azim. The interesting thing is that Rabb means Lord, owner. Arsh Azim, Arsh is the throne, and Azim means great, common words. What is interesting here is that when the bird came back from Sheba, he said, Suleiman asked him, where were you? And he said, I went to this place, Sheba, where a woman was ruling. She was the queen, and she has Arsh Azim. He is telling Suleiman that she has a very, Arsh Azim means not that it was very, very large, but it was beautifully designed, it looked very good. Or Arsh Azim may also mean that she has the authority over the land, over the people. Arsh Azim also means that her throne is huge, which means she has a complete authority, ruling as a queen. Okay, so here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is denying that word of the statement of the bird, that no, the authority belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Arsh Azim belongs to Rabbul Alameen. That's the word Rabb is being used. That authority belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your observation, O bird, was limited. You thought the queen was ruling and she had the authority. The authority belongs to Rabbul Alameen, Rabbul Arshil Azim. So at this point, the statement of bird ended. Now Sulaiman alayhi salam is speaking now. Qala, he said. So Qala here is pointing he to Sulaiman alayhi salam. We have to follow from the context who is the speaker now. So speaker, translation is he said, but the speaker is Sulaiman alayhi salam. So now the next word is made by Noon, Za and Ra. Nazara, common word, and it means to see. Okay. Nazara means to see. If I put a Noon in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of first person plural, we, and future tense. So none Zoro means we will see. And we is Suleiman. Again, Suleiman is speaking the raw language. So for himself, he is using we will see. Or it may be that the bird came and he spoke to Suleiman in front of all the people. His chiefs were sitting also there. So now Suleiman alayhi salam, by speaking we, representing himself, and including all the chiefs who are sitting there. So he is saying we will see. Now, when you put a scene in the beginning, this letter brings the meaning of soon. Soon means soon in the future. So that's the word in the Quran. Sanan zuru. Sanan zuru. Sulaiman Islam says, soon we will find out if you are speaking the truth or you are lying. We will see. We will see doesn't mean that we will see with the eyes, but we will find out what you are telling us is true or not. And he's saying the word asadaqat. So that is the asadaqta. So Saad, Dal and Qaf. Sadaqa means to speak the truth. Sadaqa, Sadiq is a person who speaks the truth. So there are many meanings. Sadaqa also means to give charity, but to speak the truth. So if you have three letters, fa'ala means to do, and you put a ta at the end. Fa'alta. Fa'alta means you did. So fa'alta, ta at the end brings the past tense meaning and second person singular. So fa'alta. So I'm going to apply ta here. Okay. So this will be sadaqta. Sadaqta means you spoke the truth. Okay. Falta, you did. Sadaqta, and this ta is pointing to the bird. So Suleiman is saying to the bird, you spoke the truth. But there is this alif in the beginning. Alif with the hamza. This letter, when you put in the beginning of a verbal statement, brings the meaning of a question mark. So the word becomes asadaqta. That's the word in the Quran. Asadaqta means we will see, we will find out. Sananzuru, I'm going to soon we will find out. Asadaqta, O bird, are you speaking the truth? Okay. Am kunta min al-kazibin. Or, means or, the next word in the Quran. Means or. Kunta is kaf, waw, noon. Kauna means to be. The same rule I will apply. Kaf, waw and noon means to be. And again, when you put a ta at the end and waw is a weak letter, its sounds drop out, so it becomes kunta. Kunta means you are. You is bird. You are. So Suleiman is saying, kunta, or you are. Or you are minal kazibin. Kazaba means to lie. So the formation of the word is that kaf, dal, ba means to lie to someone. A person who lies is called kazibun. Like hamidun, file is made by the rule of kazibun. Kazibun is one person who is lying. Its plural is made by adding a waw and a noon, and one dhamma is removed, so it becomes kazibuna. Kazibuna means those people who lie. Liars. Then you put al before that. It becomes al-kazibuna, the liars. Okay. Then you put the word min before that. Min is a harf-jar and its meaning is of. And harf-jar does one thing. It looks, if it is a plural word, it changes the sound of the waw to a sound of ya with a kasra under ba. So it becomes al-kazibina. When you read this together, you do not read this alif. and change this sukoon into a fataha for recitation, and you say me nal kadhibina. When you stop, you say kadhibin. Am kunta, or you are minal kadhibin, among those who lie. So Sulaiman alayhi salam is challenging the bird by saying, we will find out very soon. Asadaqta, are you speaking the truth? You just told me a long story. You were missing, and you came back and you gave me this long story. It sounds like Sulaiman doesn't believe him until this point. So he's saying, we will find out. Asadaqta, are you speaking the truth? Am kunta, or you are minal kadhibin, among those who are the liars. Then what he says, what he does, he writes a letter to the queen, and Quran uses the word zahaba. Zahaba means to go. And very interesting thing I'm going to point out right now. This grammar of this word is zahaba means to go. So when you add an alif in the beginning, it becomes a command. Izhab. Izhab means go, leave. Okay. So Sulaiman alayhi salam is telling the bird, go. Okay. But what I want to point out is that this word, these three root letters, zahaba, have certain meanings in the formation of religion. So what it is, the Islam is deen. Deen means way of life. Quran calls Islam as deen. Inna deena indallahi Islam. Deen with Allah is al-Islam. Deen means way of life. Deen, literal meaning of deen is way of life. How you live your life is Islam, is deen. Okay. This deen, some people took this deen and they added a meme there and called it the mazhab and went away. Zahaba means to go. Mazhab, something that is you went away with. Some other people took a portion or a modification of this deen and they went away with, they call another mazhab. Some people did another one. So what people follow are mazahib, Sunni, Shia, those are mazhabs. They are not deen. They are a branch of the deen. So unfortunately, people broke down the religion into pieces and they followed those of their own interpretation, and those are called the firqa or mazahib or mazhab. Deen is Islam. Islam is not mazhab. If anybody translates Islam as a mazhab, that is not the translation. That just was just to explain the understanding of the word zahaba. Okay. So, izhab, go. He is telling the bird to go. Go do what? First of all, the word is kataba. Kataba means to write. Kitabun is something which is written. And kitabun can be a book or can be a written page or a letter or something. So kitabun here means letter. Okay. Then when you add a ya, it means me or I. So when you combine these two, it is pronounced as kitabi, my letter. Okay. B means with. So Sulaiman is saying, go with the letter from me or my letter. And after that the word is haza. Haza means this. Haza means this. So he is giving this letter, he's saying take this letter from me and go. Okay. Izhab, go away, Bi kitabi hadha, with this letter of mine. So he wrote a letter, handed over to the bird, and he says, now go and do something. What do you want to do? Fly to where the Shiba's kingdom is, go into the palace where the queen is sitting, and fa'alqih ilayhim. So lam, qaf, and ya are the root letters. The meaning of these three letters is to meet. Mulaqat is from the same one. But if I put an alif in the beginning, this becomes a different meaning. It is pronounced as alqa. Alqa means to drop something, to throw something away. Okay. Alqa means to take something somewhere and drop it there. So this is what it is. Then this who at the end, it is pointing to the letter or it. Okay. So when you make a command, drop. Okay. So this is pronounced as al. Ya is a silent letter. We don't pronounce this. And when we combine al qih, this is pronounced not who anymore with a sukoon, so it becomes al qih. Fa means then. That's a separate letter. Then or so. So al qih, drop this. And this or it is the letter. Take this letter of mine, for alqih, then drop it. Ilayhim. Ila is pointing to the people of the Sheba in the kingdom, to the where people are sitting, the palace, and whom means them. So ila means to, and whom means them. When you combine and pronounce together, this is pronounced as ilayhim, not whom anymore. Because of the sound of ya, whom is pronounced as him. Okay. Ilayhim, to them. People are sitting in her court, in the queen's court. Take this letter and drop it there to them, in front of them. Then he's saying one more thing. Sulaiman alayhi salam giving him a full instruction set. Thumma. Thumma means then. Summa is used, the meaning of then, when one thing is done and right after another thing is done. So first take the letter, drop it there, thumma, then do something else right after that. What is that? The root letters are waw, lam, and ya. This means to be friend. A wali is a friend. To come closer to each other is a friend. If I put a shadda on the middle letter, it becomes a different word. Walla becomes the meaning of turning away. Wala means to come close, wali, friend. Walla means to turn away. So this is the word. When you put a ta in the beginning, it brings the meaning of you and present tense or future tense. Tawalla, ya is not pronounced. So what is left is tawalla. Tawalla means you, oh the bird, turn away. Drop the letter, don't sit there, turn back. Thumma tawalla. Anhum. Again, an and whom. An means from. Whom means them. So just to point out one thing, we saw the word ilah. Ilahum. Ilah means to them or toward them. An means from them. So if you're going to close to someone, you will use the word ilahum or ilayhim, going close. If you are going back away from them, you will use the word anhum, away from them. Tawalla anhum, turn back from them. First you go, drop the letter to them. ثُمَّ تَوَلَّى عَنْهُمْ. Then, O the bird, you turn away from these people. Then, again, the word is nazara. Nazara means to see. Okay. Again, by putting an alif in the beginning, it makes a command. Unzur. Unzur means you see. Okay. Look. Go and sit somewhere else. You are a bird, drop the letter, fly a little farther away and sit and some ups there. And fa means so. So look at. Maza yarji'un. Maza. Maza means what? The word maza means what is that? Okay. Raja'a is the word we use many times. Raja'a means to return. Raji'un, we use the word Raji'un. Raja'a means to return. Ya will bring the meaning of that. He, yarji'u, he returns. You put a plural of waw and a noon. Yarji'una, they return. What is that they are going to return? Means what their reaction is going to be after they read the letter. What the action they are going to be taking after they read my letter. So he's telling the bird, just feel, are they going to get angry at me, at my Suleiman? Or they may not realize that this bird has the ears and understand the language of the people. Go and sit somewhere quietly nearby, maybe on some something higher on a door or somewhere, and try to listen. Fanzur here means see, notice, observe. Maza yarjiun, whatever they are going to discuss, what they are going to talk about, what their reaction is going to be after they read the letter. So that is the word yarjiun. So now bird did the same. He followed the instructions of Sulaiman alayhi salam. He took the letter, he flew there. And it seems that when he arrived there, it was a time when she was having a session, the queen. He dropped the letter. She picked up the letter. Qala. Qaf, waw, lam means to say. When you put a ta in the beginning, it becomes the grammar of feminine. Okay, and alif, waw sounds like an alif. So qalat. Qalat means she said. So this she is the queen. After reading the letter, she said something. What did she say? She first addressed the chiefs of the people or the leaders who were sitting in front of her by saying, Ya ayyuhal mala'u. I just want to point out one thing. It happens again and again. The word ya, when you use the word ya means O. O means you address the person in front of you and start the statement by saying ya, which means oh my friend, oh my brother, listen to me. So when you use the word ya, for example, ya akhi, you're saying, oh my brother, you're addressing your brother. So but not saying whatever you want to say after that, but this is the harf nada. You are addressing someone by starting the word ya. Ya akhi, ya abadi. Okay. Now, if the next word, and I'm just going to use the same word, but I'm going to put the al before that. Okay. And keep this one same. Al akhi, the brother. Okay. And we'll look at many other words. But if the next word that you're addressing has al before that, then you don't use ya. You use a bigger word, ya ayyuha. Meaning is same. Ya ayyuha. Meaning is same. But the use will be if the next word has al beginning, in the beginning. For example, look at Ya ayyuhal muzammil. Al is there. So you are using ya ayyuha. Ya ayyuhal muddassir. Al is there. Ya ayyuhan nas. Al is there. So whenever you are addressing a word, noun, which has al in the beginning, then you use ya ayyuha. If al is not there, then you use only ya. So when you say ya abadi, Allah is saying, oh my servant. He is not using ayyuha. So here the word ayyuha is being used. Why? Because the next word has al in there. Okay. So the word is mim, lam, and hamza. Malaun is the leader. Malaun. Alif is not needed. I'm just going to write down Malaun. Okay. Malaun it means a group of the leaders. This word by itself they mean the chiefs or the chieftains. It's a group, it's a singular word, but it is used for a group. So all these leaders and the politicians and the chiefs who are sitting in the court, all of them combined are addressed by the word Mala'un, chiefs. Now, this Hamza, so let's first put the al there. Al becomes da, okay? Al will remove one dhamma here. So, al mala'u, and when we write down this together, we add a letter waw here, which is sitting as a chair. It's not doing, don't pronounce the waw. Al mala'u, okay, that's the word in the Quran. Al mala'u, and then alif is written, which is not pronounced. So al mala, don't say u here, otherwise you're pronouncing the waw there. Al mala'u. Ya ayyuha is being used because al is there. So she's saying, oh, the chiefs of the court, addressing all the group by the word al mala'u. Then she says, inni. Inni is made of two parts. Inna means surely, and ya means me. And me is pointing to herself. So when you combine these together, they are pronounced as inni, not inna ye anymore. This pronounced as kasra because of the sound of ya. Inni means definitely, surely me. She's saying that. Ulqiya. We just learned the word alif, lam, qaf, ya. Alqa means to drop something, to throw down something. Okay. Now, if I put these harakats alqa, that means he dropped, and this is pronounced as a alif maqsura, so it pronounced alqa. Alqa means he dropped. Okay. Now, if I make this is active, he third person dropped, past tense. If I make two changes here, if I make this as a dhamma and this as a kasra, this becomes the passive voice. It has been dropped. He dropped is active. It is dropped, passive. So that's the word. Ulqiya. It has been dropped. She is saying something has been thrown in front of me. Ulqiya. Then she is saying ilayya. Okay. So ila, again as I said, to, and ya means me. And when you read them together, because of the two yas, it is pronounced as ilayya. To me, something has been dropped in front of me. So looks like this bird is very smart. He flew all the way where she was sitting and then threw the letter in front of her. So that's the reason she is saying, inni, definitely, ulqiya, it has been dropped, ilayya, to me, or towards me, or by me. And then she is saying what is dropped. She is using the word kitabun karimun. So looks like first she read the letter, herself, and they realize that this is a very noble letter. It's a very nicely, kindly written letter. So she's calling that Kareem. Kareem means something which has a karam in it, nice, nobleness in it. And kitab is being used for the letter. So she is saying, a kitabun kareemun, a very noble, very respectable way this letter has been brought to me. And then she continues after that. So inshallah we'll continue after that. She says few other very nice things after that. And again the story goes on that this letter becomes the reason of her going to Sulaiman and accepting the faith and religion of Sulaiman alayhi salam. And the story goes on. So inshallah we'll stop here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand the Quran correctly. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.